welcome to the second installment of the SQL Server Walk Talk. Today I want to talk about RTO, or Recovery Time Objective, and what that actually means. And it's one of those things, a lot of people go, oh, I got a great backup strategy, backups, I got all my backups, I'm perfectly good on that. But that doesn't quite cover everything you need. You need to go a little bit further there. And the way to do that is making sure that you have a recovery strategy, not just a backup strategy. So we'll get to that right after the cut. So, recovery time objective, what does that mean? Well, that means how long can your system be down for? Specifically, we're talking SQL Server. So let's talk about your database. How long can it be down for? And it comes down to something happens, corruption, hardware crash, a whole variety of things could happen that could take your system offline for whatever reason. But if you've got to go ahead and pull those backups and start getting them involved, then what do you have to do? But how do you know what it is exactly you've got to do and what you have to recover to? So let's figure this out. What do you have to do? You've got to get the database back online. Well, the question is, how quickly do you have to do that? How much data are you okay losing? And actually, I'm saying you, but it's not you I'm talking about. You're with a business, and the business has to decide how much information it's willing to lose as you try to get things back up and online. Now, we're not talking about just downtime. We're talking about, let's say your system goes down now. Well, how long can that stay down before you should have a running copy going? And not only that, how much of that, since that went down, how far back before it went down can we go and not worry excessively about the data loss? And that's where it gets a little tricky. The RTO isn't something that you as a DBA decide on. The RTO actually winds up being something that's a business decision. The business has to decide just how much data, how much information it's okay to lose. Or potentially lose. Ideally, we don't lose it, but things happen. So what do? Well, we go up to management and say, hey, how much data can I lose? I'm trying to come up with a good backup strategy, but I need to know my recovery strategy first. Because once I know what I have to recover to, I know how to set up my backups. So when we're talking planned downtime, most common way that you hear it talked about is in the number of nines. And what the heck does that mean? Number of nines. We have to have 5 nines uptime. We need to have 4 nines, 3 nines, whatever it is. Well, what it means is the percentage of time that you have to be online with that database, or systems or servers or whatever it is. So when you go to management, odds are the typical response you're going to get, how much downtime can I have on this machine? Planned. This is the key. Planned downtime. If we know what our planned downtime is, we can try to adapt it for unplanned. So let's talk about planned. You're going to say, how much downtime can I have? Almost guaranteed the response you get, oh, I don't want it down at all. No downtime. In which case you can sit there, and if you're like me and you're a consultant, you go, okay, here's how much it costs. And then suddenly they go, wow, we may be okay with 5 minutes downtime, or the last 15 minutes of information gone. We're okay with that, because it gets very, very expensive to keep what is known as a 5 nines system going. And why is that? Well, 5 nines is basically, you say that system, that database will not be offline, planned offline, but unplanned falls into that too. But you're saying it's going to be less than 53 seconds a year. That's 5 nines. Okay, drop it down to 4 nines, you're looking about, you can get almost an hour out of 4 nines. Sorry, spider webs. So you can get almost an hour of downtime in a year out of 4 nines. 3 nines, where you're up 99.9% of the time, you're looking at almost 8 to 9 hours of planned downtime in the year. That's great, because that's when you can plan to do your updates, do your installs, and all that kind of stuff. Now, when it comes to RTO, if you're told, oh, we're fine, we just pull up You know, if we lose the last 24 hours, it's okay. We're doing a data warehouse load or something. Well, great. Then maybe you're going to just sit there and say, great, I'm just going to do full backups once a day. I'm covered. Simple mode, because I don't have to worry about the transactions for the day. Great. That works. If that's your environment, that's your scenario, that works for you. Great. You may wind up somewhere that say, yeah, I don't want to lose more than 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes. And that starts to get a whole lot harder there. Now, when we start looking at, oh, you can lose 5 minutes, then you've got to start looking at the size of your database system and go, well, first off, I can't use simple recovery mode, because I'm not going to be running a full backup every 5 minutes. Spider webs. But beyond that, not just that we're getting back to 5 minutes, then you're going to have to go, okay, I need a full, maybe differentials, and definitely going to have transactional logs in there at whatever frequency it's going to be. 5 minutes, you may be fine with a 5 minute transactional log, you may do it every minute. It all depends on what your environment really requires. So, you know, there's a lot of planning in there. That's why I'm one of those proponents of, you know, backup strategy. Fantastic. I'm going to do my backup. I'm going to do a full backup on Sunday. I'm going to do differentials every day and transactionals every 15 minutes. Maybe that'll work for you. I got a couple clients that works perfectly fine. So there's the gist of things. RTO is a couple of things going on. First off, again, recovery time objective. How much data can I lose? If I can only lose 5 minutes time, a simple backup every 24 hours just ain't going to cut it. That's just not good enough. As I was saying, recovery time objective, how much can you lose? If you can only lose, let's say, 15 minutes of time, then doing something where you do a simple backup once every 12 hours, that's not going to get you back to that 15 minutes only. You can only go back to that full simple mode backup. And backup mode started to play into all this. That's part of building your backup strategy based on your recovery strategy. But the other side of that is, how long is it going to take to restore that database from the backups that you make with your backup strategy built off your recovery strategy? That also plays into it. So if you've got to be recovering back to within 15 minutes, you're going to have to get transactionals in there. Plain and simple. So again, recovery time objective plays two major roles in everything you've got going on. So the recovery time objective plays a couple of major roles when you're deciding what your backup strategy is going to be. So you've got to go ahead and figure out, what exactly do I need to do? How quick can I get back? And practice those restores. That's part of your recovery strategy. So we've got the RTO. I'm going to call it done there. Go on here. I think I've taken enough of your time for right now. Hope you enjoyed this area. It's fantastic. I'll put a link down to the site of where this is. You want to come out here and take a walk around that. It's pretty cool. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to go today or the next time you're at work, and I want you to look up what your RTO is. Okay? You as a DBA, your job is keep that data safe, keep it available. How do you do that? You have to have your service level agreement in place. What does that mean? It means you know your RTO, you know your RPO, which we'll cover in another video, recovery point objective, and to do your job, keep that data safe, make sure that your backup strategy coincides with your recovery strategy. Then you shouldn't have any worries out there. So until next time, happy trails.